Picture a man going on a journey behind sight and sound. He has left YouTube. He has entered the Patriot Zone. you like those effects that I've got there with the clock just slowly panning up the screen and getting bigger? This is me when I've got far too much time on my hands. How is everybody? Everybody okay? Well done, Tina, for getting Flash Gordon. I didn't know if that would be... I did have the original picture was one of the hot hail at the start landing in a puddle. But I thought, you know, that's right at the start of the film, so a lot of people probably remember that. They might not remember the rocket taking off from Dr. Zarkov's house. But you got it. Well done. Dave Wilson, you got it too. Yeah, Howard. Howard bought me some stuff for Christmas. I showed you that on the stream yesterday. He also got me a James Bond book. And I forgot to tell you, Howard, that that was the most, I don't know, clairvoyant thing out there. To get a James Bond book, not knowing the Agora Models announcement on Christmas Eve. So when you saw that, you must have thought, oh my God. So, yeah, I'm going to have to ask you for some lottery numbers, I think. Hello, Christian
Let's
from
give
Grantham.
it up big time. Hello, Christian from Grantham. Now let's get cracking.
This came in the post today. Now, the UK post is all over the place. So today we got loads of Christmas cards, believe it or not. And I know some of them were sent out on the 13th of December. But today I also received this. Now, Patrick Doy, I don't know if you're watching. There's 34 viewers in here. Is this from you? I know you said you were going to send me something. And I'm wondering if that's from you. Basically, we've got some Eau de Toilette Back to the Future aftershave. And we've got like a body wash, shampoo and conditioner and face wash. I don't know. I've got to. It's got to be done, hasn't it? I've got to just have a smell to see if it smells like DeLorean, time machine, or flux capacitor. If I'll get the Eau de Toilette out 1 second, and I'll have a smell of that. Oh, it's wow, it's funny story, that smell. That's I'll put it back in the box afterwards. When I went to Las Vegas didn't have a range of perfumes which smell like other perfumes and eau de toilettes and aftershaves. That, it was you. I love it, Patrick Doy. You know why I love it even more? Because that eau de toilette smells exactly like Jean-Paul Gaultier's little blue bottle, which I actually have myself. And if it's there's another brand that smells exactly like that called Cuba. But yeah, it's really nice. Does it make you smell like last week? But yeah, Patrick Doy, I'm glad that was a good guess, because we were trying to figure it out. There was nothing on the parcel at all. So I said to Mrs. Welderwayne, I think it's that, because you addressed it to Mrs. Welderwayne as well, so she thought it was something for her. And I'm like, I don't think you're going to be shaving. It just smells like last year, but no, it's good. Did I get my TT120 today? Paul Reynolds, I did get my TT120 today, and Scotsman. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show that off on the channel on tomorrow's live stream on Thursday. There is a reason being why I'm doing that, because I wanted to give it to my dad, but unfortunately, my dad's ill again. So I'm waiting for him to get better before I give it to him. So I'm going to keep it here tomorrow. And then I'm hoping to get a baseboard for him, which I think I need 54 inches by 40 inches by half an inch baseboard. And then hopefully I can set it up in his home. But while he's ill, there's no point. But yeah, I got the Scotsman through today. And the good news is with that, I got £35 off because I'm a member of the TT Club, which is completely free at the moment. I don't know if it's still, if you apply, so you save £30 a year. And they give you a little lanyard and a badge and you get discounts. So 35% off, so quite happy. Yes, Mrs. Welderwayne got the reading books. I got the Spitfire book as well. But I don't know where she puts the books. So that's her department. At the moment, the house is just full of books and fabric. So all fun. But yes, Patrick Doy, thank you so much for that. I'm going to be smelling like Jean-Paul Gaultier's. I can't remember what it's called. Is it just called Jean-Paul Gaultier? I think that's the brand. I think the brand is the bottle. It's the blue bottle stuff anyway, but it smells exactly the same as that. Tonight, I'm going to be building the Ferrari. Now, I've had a look on the instructions to see what it does, and it looks like it's absolutely loads to do. So what I did was I wanted to get this pack finished tonight. So I thought if we start straight away, we should be able to do it. But as I started just laying everything out, I realised, as a matter of fact, I don't think there is as much to do. It just looks like there is. They've really pulled the instructions out and made it sort of like, you know, put one screw in and that takes up 2 sort of pages, as you can see over here. But it does change what I'm doing this week a little bit, because I'm glad we're doing this tonight. You're free till the end of January. Oh, well, it's free, is it, Philip Trott? I think it's great. I signed up for it. It took about 4 weeks for it to come through. You need to make this side is slightly longer on the TT, this side. So, Paul, I'm glad you said that. So, because my dad asked the same question. So, do I want more length or more depth? Because the length, I think they said on the box, was 137 centimeters, and the depth, I think, was 91 centimeters. Just so I know. He hasn't got a lot of room in his room that he's in. So we'll have to see. Here we go. Spot your channel name. But as I said, so I've changed things around. So tomorrow I am finishing the Amazon tomorrow. I didn't realise I've only got 3 stages left to do. But I am having a little bit of a problem actually piecing both the things together. So I thought that would be fun to do as a video tomorrow. And then on Friday, I'm going to be doing the reveal for the Enterprise refit. Which means Monday, I have been given the go-ahead to do Pack 6. Is that what we're on? Pack 6 of the Titanic. So that's good. And I know there's a pocket watch in there. But I've been mucking around with some technology. And I'm going to show you some of the technology that I've been mucking around with now. You're going to love this. This is basically something that Phil used to do. And I've managed to now link up. If I go over here and I turn this on. I've now managed, because I like that bit there. I've managed to link up Wayne Cam. As you can see. So look, there's me Coke there. This is the screens that I'm working on. Over the workshop here. That's all the stuff on top of there is for the Enterprise. Keep turning. This is over there. Down here, this is where I've just opened that box up. There's me Crocs. You can't miss me Crocs. This is the mirrored windows. So at night, unfortunately, mirrored glass actually works the other way. And then over here, when I'm actually building, as you can see, I've laid things out. So I've got, that's the next stage. And that's the stage after. I do like this camera. And then over here we've got the Palomino and the ET spaceship. Oh, it's fun. So let me go back to that camera there and turn off that overlay. I don't have to have that overlay on. I just thought it's a fun thing that if I go to Wayne Cam, I have it so it looks like we're doing some sort of camcorder thing. That is just one lead to link an iPhone to my switcher box. So it's iPhone to HDMI. And then the program I'm using is called, it's free, even though it says you have to pay for it. They've changed their mind and said you don't have to pay for it. Filmic Pro. So Filmic Pro is completely free if you want to use it for the purpose I'm using it from there. If you want to save video, which I don't need to do because it goes directly into my computer, you do have to pay $2.99 a month, I think it is. But yeah, I'm just using it like that, completely free. I thought it'd be a fun thing to have on the channel. So it's all cool. You haven't got your 5th pack of this yet, but they're sitting here as we put together, was working on my Mura. Well, Dave Phillips, if you're watching this, obviously that's come. I don't know if I'm supposed to be getting them monthly. If that's the case, then I think I'll be dropping this off to you in September. But we'll have to see how that goes. But if a go on and doing all the Bond cars, does that mean they have picked up the old Eagle Moss DB5? John Mortimer, I think they picked up the original design of the DB5, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's been changed now. Because obviously you got the miniguns and they've updated it for the No Time to Die. So I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. I didn't even know they were doing Bond until Christmas Eve. You saw that from my reaction. But the more I find out, John, the more I'll feed that back. So it's all cool. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to try and keep track of chat while looking at the instructions. Because as I said, the instructions are on the screen. And hopefully we can get through this tonight. As you see, we're going to be doing the gear selector first. But there is quite a lot to do, it looks like, even though there's not many pieces. Does that make sense? I don't know. So hopefully you can enjoy me stressing tonight while I'm doing this build. So let's go over to this camera first. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to be doing this selector. Now, I have already done one thing already, and that was to stick this gear stick into this hole here. They wanted me to use glue for that. I don't know why. I haven't got a clue why, but they wanted me to use glue. But they do want me to put this gear shaft in one side here and push that down as far as it will go, which is perfect. And then I'm holding this gently because I don't know what I'm doing next. Hang on. Stand by. We're bringing over this part of the car. Do you recognise this? This is what we worked on last time. And I have got another detail here, which looks just like that, which is going to be going into this slot here. It can only go one way because it has got a little tab. So I'm going to push that in. It says not to glue it, so I've just put that in like that. Which means the last thing I've got to do is put the gear stick into place. So it's going into this hole behind the driver's seat there. And then the other side is going to sit into this area here. It's got a little tab for it to fit in, just like that. So do you see what I mean there? We've put that in, but I do believe that is all there is to do in that stage. It is. That's all there is to do in that stage. Crazy, isn't it? So, moving on to the second stage, nice and swiftly. Gives that 1950... exactly what does 1955 smell like, John? Am I doing all the Bond cars? I am, but I'll be honest with you, the car that I'm waiting for is the Esprit. I've been talking about that ever since I started the channel. I just want to do this Esprit, and I really am hoping that it has got the submarine version and the tyre version. I don't know if it's going to be a case of taking off one section and putting wheels on, or something that folds around. I'm good either way, so we'll have to see how that goes, but I think it's going to look really good. Okay, so elements of the pedal board we're doing next. So again, I've done some bits already for this, which is basically taking every single pedal and putting a spring on the back, as you can see there. So I've done that for every single one there. But what I need to do, again, is bring over this cockpit, and I've got this tiny detail here to go in. I'm just trying to figure out which way round it goes. It's going into these two holes that you can see just on this side, this way round. Again, it's not asking me to glue it, so I'm just going to try and push this in, which of course, yeah, it's not going to need glue because it's, oh my god, very, very tight to get in. Stand by. Why is it tight to get in? Oh, there we go. So that's in just like that. It's not in all the way, actually. I'm having issues. Ah, that's better. Did you hear that click then? So now it's nice and flush in there. Like that. Perfect. So, because I've done this bit as well, and I've already put the springs on that, guess what? There's nothing else to do in that stage. So, we're on stage 36. Now, in stage 36... they give us the massive metal section, which the cockpit's going to go on. This is a really heavy piece of metal. But guess what? Even though we got this, we don't actually do anything with it. But they're not just leaving us in the lurch. We are doing some parts with these pedals that you just saw, which we're going to be putting in just here. So, trying to get these the right way round. Bear with me. The first pedal I need is the that can't be right, surely. Hang on, stand by. It is. So this looks like the gas pedal to me, which is going on this side, but it's not the gas pedal. I don't know what pedal it is, but that's going on just... God, this is a bit difficult to figure out. There's a hole for this spring to go in just down there. So I'm going to put the spring in the hole, and then that's going to sit slightly back like that. It's going to be hard to actually line up. I might have to just put them in gently for now, because it is going to be pinned down when I put the top on. The next pedal I'm putting in is this one. That's going into the hole next to it. Kind of like that. And then the last one is going into the hole next to that. This is where things are going to get a bit tricky, because we're working with springs, and you know what springs are like. They don't want to stay in the right place. As you can see, there we go. So all the springs are kind of where they need to be, I'm guessing. I need to close that off by putting in this section here. Now this section actually goes in from the other way. Ah, okay. So the problem is, as soon as I move this, they're all gonna try and fall over. Stand by. I have got myself some new tweezers here, which I'm hoping can help. I will look at chat. I'm at a very fiddly bit at the moment, though. Come on. Come to me. There we go. That's in. Don't want that to twist. Nope. See what I mean? I've got two in, no problems. It's this one here. Stand by. Oops, other way around. Oh, no! Why did that have to happen? Okay, let's try that again. I'm not going to push this all the way down. I'm just putting it to where it sort of goes. Let's try that again. So, one in here. And then under that bit there. Excellent. The second one. Under here. And in there like that. Okay, and the third one. Under here. And push it back like that. I think we're all into position. And then try and push this down. Okay, stand by. This isn't easy. I have got them all in. That's a good sign. I'm sure they can probably go in a little bit better. Did you hear that click then? That looks good. That one's clicked in. There you go. Don't know if you could have saw that, but now, because they're all spring loaded, as you can see, they all move, no problems at all. That's pretty hard to get in, that was, I have to say. I'm happy with how that looks. I don't think I can push this down anymore. Let me just use my flathead screwdriver on this side. Yeah, I can't get that any more down there. So that's the pedals in. That was fun. What's next? Stand by. I want to use some screws to actually put this into place. So there's me putting that into place there, but we do tighten this up with some screws. So get the screws out. I'm going to go back to chat. The pedals on the outside are the wrong way round. The smaller ones should be the throttle. I'm following the picture exactly like it says. So I'm just having a look again. Stand by. I'm going to show you the picture on screen. Can you see? Look at that picture there. Okay, and then look what I've done. So basically I've got it exactly how it's meant to be on that picture. So I'll show you mine. Exactly the same. So there you go. I've double checked. So let's put these in. One screw in here. Excellent. And just one in the other side. What did Chris Hur say that's worried me? Lotus in the car fraternity stands for Lotus of lots of troubles. I love Lotuses. Ever since the day of the ZX Spectrum game, Turbo, this spring's just popped out a little bit, there we go. Ever since the Turbo Esprit game on the ZX Spectrum, I've loved them. So, it's all cool. But there you go, I've put that exactly as they wanted it. So there you go. They're in. Everyone's happy. I believe that might be all there is to do in that stage. There is one other thing they want me to do, and I've got no idea why they want me to do it. And that is basically the control panel here with the steering wheel on. They just want me to put that in like this, but not to do anything with it. Just to sit that in just like that. There you go. And that's all there is to do in that stage. So, everything else now is a complete surprise to me. Very proud at World of Wayne. Okay. I'm just trying to scroll down to see what I'm doing next. We're going to be doing the tank support plate, 2 fluid tanks next. So, this is stage 37. As you can see, I haven't opened this one. I haven't got this one ready. But you will see there's not much in here. But it is going to be fiddly. Make sure I'm not chucking anything away. Okay. So. Here we go. So first thing I'm going to do is take one of these reservoirs. Sorry, Mrs. Wordaway has a go at me when I say it wrong. It sounds like Biff. You sound stupid when you say it wrong. Okay. And I'm going to be putting a pipe into the side of this. So I've got a little nipple there. It's only 20 past 8 and I've said the word nipple. And I'm choking on myself. There we go. Oh dear. That went down the wrong way. I'll get my breath back in a minute. Here's the second one. There's 2 pipes in there. We're going to be mounting this to the plate. Okay, so the first one, let's go to the top camera, is going on this side. And push that in. It hasn't asked me to glue these into place, but that looks good. And the second one is going on the other side. Get that one in. Perfect. So they now look just like that. And then we're going to be taking over this massive metal section that we've been working on. Well, we haven't been working on, but we're about to. These are going to go into the slots that I've got just here. They're going to follow the bend around that section. So I'm just lining up the 2 lugs and push that into place there. So that looks like that. It hasn't said that I've got to glue this in or anything. It's just sitting there. So that's interesting. I don't think it's going to fall out, but that's in like that. Then I'm going to be press fit the fire extinguisher pipe into the bracket. So I've got a bracket here and I've got a pipe. Loads of little details here. And I'm going to be pushing this. It's a little D-shaped pattern into here. Again, it hasn't asked me to glue. Oops, I might have pushed that a little bit too hard. I think we're okay at the moment. And then I've got one more detail just to put on that, which is just going into the 2 parts just here. So line that up and put that in. This is some sort of part of the fire extinguisher. Just want to get that down as much as I can. There you go. So that's that in place just like that. Now I'm not sure what they want me to do with that. They're just saying keep that nice and safe, but that's the end of that stage. So put that gently over the other side. And I'm going to be moving on to stage 38. I'm quite happy how this is going so far. I'm not too stressed. Believe me, before the stream started, I was all over the place. What was that? Part work pizza topping. Great news, Ian. What's the good news? Yes, Ian. Ian, I did manage to get in contact with Dan myself as well. So it's all good. All good. Right, okay, so this one, stand by. We're going to do the front anti-roll bar. But before we start that, they want me to bring over this, even though this whole cockpit section isn't actually secured down yet, they do want me, get these leads out of the way, to take this plastic lead here and put it into this hole just here. We'll put my magnifying glasses on to help me with this. But let's get this one in. There you go. Just like that. In the pipe in the hole next to the dashboard frame as shown in the image. Now you can attach the dashboard frame to the cockpit cradle. Right, okay. That don't make sense. Now you can attach the dashboard frame to the cockpit cradle using 2 type B screws. They were supplied in a previous stage. Right, okay, let me just figure out what they're talking about. Stand by. Oops. Damn it. They put it... Right, okay, so... Right, we're going to be putting this... I get it now. Let's do this again. They want this on here. They want this lead plugged in. And then they want me to secure this down with some B screws. Now, luckily for me... Let's put that back in. I'm just going to look behind me. Stand by. Because I've got a bag of stuff. And I've got B screws here. You probably didn't hear that. I said I've got some B screws just here. So, I'm going to put that in a bit of oil. Hold the top so that doesn't fall out again. And screw that in from each side. So, that is not a B screw, surely. That's far too big for a B screw. This one isn't. Let me just double check. This was in the B screw pack. That one's a B screw. Right, okay, so we've got one in. Perfect. Let me just go back to my box of tricks. And there's, oops, the other B screw. So, turn that over and try and get that one in with nothing falling out. That looks like it's gone in okay. And I think we're good. That's the cockpit in and the pipe in just there as well. We don't need that now. We can put that to one side. And they do want me to get out these parts here. So let's lay these out exactly as they've got them in the picture. So we've got one. Number 3. That looks like that one there. Let's zoom these up a bit. There we go. Then we've got number 2, which looks like that. And then we've got this one here, which is number 1. So I've laid them out exactly as they wanted me to. I've got plastic baggies falling out my ears. Look at these. Look how many I've got. I still have this anti-roll bar, which we haven't done anything with yet. I'm sure we're about to. Okay, so we're going to be putting one of these on one of these. Let's get this round the right way. So it's going to go on like this. This is going to be a bit tricky. Because this is metal, I'm wondering if there's a simpler way to get this in. Ah, there we go. That's one in. So that looks just like that. On the other one, this is the longer one. It's going into the end hole here. So again, I'll just see if brute force works first. Not the easiest thing in the world to do, I have to say. There we go. And that's the second one in there as well. I thought that was going to be a lot trickier than it was there. Extreme close-up cam, Wayne, yeah. Then we're going to take this anti-roll bar, which is the last thing I've got in the pack. And I've got to figure out how this goes. So, one side, so this side here is going to go into one side of the anti-roll bar. Just like that. And then this one over this side is going into the other side of the anti-roll bar, which I think I've got it in. It looks good, like that. Wow. Carefully put it to one side. So they don't want me to do anything with that, so I'm going to put that carefully to one side, just like they said. Next pack, we're going to be working on master cylinders. Using the parts for stage 39, you can now begin assembling the hydraulic circuit for the brakes. That's what we're doing. The hydraulic circuit for the brakes. Okie dokie. I can do that. You feel like those would be parts of the Enterprise next to those little figures painted. God, those were tiny. But you know what? I had a great deal of fun doing that. The magnifying glass that you can see behind me, that's what I used for that. But I need to make a lot more. Okay, I'm just getting these parts out. Again, I'm not gluing them unless they tell me I have to. But I'll leave the D-screws in there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking one of these little things here and plugging one of these cables in. Now this cable is the sort of sheathed material on there. I think I am going to glue that in because that's not sitting in at all. This is like, oh, on this side it might be. Nah, I'm gonna glue it in. Stand by. They're both going onto the top pin. Oh, actually, no. Let's leave it. I was trying to put them on the bottom pin. They're going on the top pin. Do this one. The top pin's slightly thicker, you see, so it actually holds itself. So I've done those two. We're going to take this cylinder support plate and having it this way round. We're going to be putting one of these in this way into these points just here. And then I'm guessing the other one is going to go next to it. But we do have another bracket to go in the middle. Just like this. Very fiddly. And then finally this one into that side like that. Okay. They haven't wanted us to glue that in at all. So we're just again leaving that just like that and putting it to one side. We're not even doing anything with these D screws at the moment. And the reason we're not doing anything for those D screws is because the next stage, stage 40, we're actually going to start making the next wheel. If anyone's interested to know how I'm looking at the moment, I'm finding this incredibly detailed, so I'm having to wear these because my eyesight's awful. I mean, the thing is, right, this is my world. I've got these glasses which are my varifocals, so I can see fine, but looking at a computer screen and looking at chat, it's blurry unless I go like that. You don't want me to do like chats like that. So now I wear my reading glasses, which are my old ones for this. Now, if you notice on my old ones, they tilt down to this side here. So I'm all over the place, which is why I stick these over the top and I just keep them. So I'm mainly looking out the bottom, but well, it's a mess. Absolute mess. You ordered your CNC machine, Chris. Oh, you're going to have a lot of fun with that. The thing is that it's not just post at the moment, Chris. Customs is all over the place as well. Big time. Well, I'm just getting these parts out for the wheel rim. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. So we've got some details just here in this bag that I've got to put on the rim first. Now we did this before, so what I need to do is push them into these little square holes that you can just see there. I'm glad I've got my glasses on now to actually line these up. They're not the easiest things to put in. Definitely not the easiest things to put in. Stand by, because that one's not going in. Come on. They are all the same size, so there should be no reason why. Let's try another one. But I've got to put these all the way around. I am wondering if I try a little bit of oil. Oil is always my friend if things don't go in. Yep, that's one in. Just like that. Let's see if I can get away without putting oil in. Here's the second one. Nope. A little bit of oil. I'm being quiet now. Fiddly part, I have to be quiet. That's two. When I say a little bit of oil, I'm not kidding. I'm just using the end of a cocktail stick. It's not a lot at all. This one's number 3. Perfect. And one more. They've gave us one spare by the look of it. And that one's in as well. So just make sure they're all full up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so I have got one spare there. Once I've done that, what we're doing, I'm looking at these points in the inside. They keep pointing to 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know why. The rear part of each bolt, which is almost rectangular, should fit into the seating of the... Right, okay. They'll appear on the inner bead lock. Right. Stand by, I'm just looking at that. Okay. Yep, they look good. And they're not going to fall out. Okay. Right. Next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking this massive rim section here, and I'm going to be putting these parts into this sort of like that, but from the other side, I'm guessing. Is that right? Stand by. No, it's this way round. I can't even remember building this, I have to say. They are different sizes, so the thicker ones go in this side and the thinner ones go in that side, so it's looking just like that now. And I'm guessing this is probably where we're going to need to use the D screws. No, they gave us A screws. Still don't know what we had those D screws for. I'm going to use my PH1 screwdriver for this, to make them nice and tight. Only 2 of these going in. So one here. And one on the other side. One thing I haven't done that, Wayne, is jab my hand yet doing those screwing. I haven't done that for a while. I've got this funny feeling you've just cursed me, you know, with your seer-like powers. So, I mean, I think I'm overdue for an accident. Although I do have this cut here, which was Phoebe clawing on me, asking me for something or other. I don't know. I don't speak dog, so I don't know. So there we go. That's that rim done, and I think that's all there is to do in that stage. It is. That's all there is to do in that stage. I do keep all of these spare parts here. Even though these are spare screws, you never know when you need them. Okay, so 2 more stages to go. Looking at the time, we're easily going to do this, so I did underestimate this pack. But the next stage, as you can see here, is the tyre. The tyre does have a sponge inside it, which you want to keep in there. You don't want to take that out. Looking like that. Let's just tidy up. The last time you had to put the first section in the tyre and then try to join them together. This time it's not asked me not to do that. So we've got the tyre, but they don't want me to do anything with it at the moment. I'm guessing we probably will take these apart again, because there's no way to put that in there. I think it's because we're not actually doing anything with this in this stage. We've got a nice tyre, but I have to put that to one side, as usual, because we're not actually working on that. They want me to bring over this section that we worked on, and then the anti-roll bar as well. These 2 sections. See, it was deceiving then. Okay, let's try and figure out where this is going. So, make sure I've got the right way round. They want it this way round, and this is going to be fitting into the little lip on each side here, just like that. Hopefully, I don't know if the close-up camera can see that. It's probably going to move, but that's imperfect. I don't know what holds that in. Stand by. Okay, so this is going to go underneath what we put in here. So that's what's holding it in. So, oh God, let's try and figure this one out. So if that's in like that, they want me to put this in like that. One of the sides of that's come out. That's not going to be a problem. I can get that back in afterwards. But I do want to secure this into place. So to do that, I'm just going to gently put that down. I need the D screws that we had previously. And I'll get them in. Now they are screwed in just through the front here. So just line that up. Get the screw in. That's one. Do the one on the other side as well. The anti-roll bar is still accessible, so I will be able to put that other end that's fallen off on, no problems at all, but I am going to use my heavy duty screwdriver to get that in as tight as I can get it, although that don't want to work, so I'm going to have to just use some elbow grease, I guess. This is where I hurt myself, so Howard, don't hold your breath. The accidents could be happening, so there we go, that's in. Just going to put this side back on here. It is actually a it is shaped, so that I think I've just knocked the other one out now. Can't win. No, that's in. Cool. They are shaped, so that's what keeps them in. But hopefully you can see that on the ends there, looking just like that. So this is able to move, no problems at all. Very good. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to be attaching, let's get me tweezers out, the little green pipes that we've got coming from these reservoirs onto the pins here. So the one on the left here is going to be going onto this one. Just like that. And the one on the right, very detailed, isn't it? It's going to go bending it round onto this right hand side one. Oops, that thing's falling out again. I might have to glue them in. But that's those in. Let me just drop a little bit of glue. Just on the end, not too much. I've gone back to using this glue, by the way. This is my vacuum sealed glue. Mainly on the count that the range didn't have any of the glue that I normally use in. As a matter of fact, I didn't have the right camera on then, did I? So right, I'm just going to line this up again, so stand by. Make sure I've got it around the right way. It wants to go. Dun-dun. Stand by. I can't see anything. Right, hang on. So this is going in that way. Excellent. Perfect. This time, the glue should hold that into place. Perfect. Hopefully you can see that. Excellent. Right, what's next? That's it for that one. Excellent. So in the final stage, we're going to be doing the disc caliper. Let's get that out. This is looking like this. It's funny she went mixture of grey and green. What's that? What? Oh, you talked about fainting when you cut yourself. Yeah, I've got stories about that. I'm not too bad. Since I got ill back in 2014, I'm not as bad as I used to be. God, the sight of my own blood was enough to send me white. Okay, we've done these sort of bits before, so just having a look what they're saying here. You know what, they are they are actually saying in the instructions to put it in without, look, without taking it apart. Of course, we're not going to do that. Because there's no way in a million years that's going in. So I will take mine apart. It's only 2 screws. Because we now need to fit this wheel together. So stand by. I'm just checking there is a way this goes in. Get this one out as well. They're not asking me to do this, but there's no other way to get this in. Okay, so got an arrow on this tyre on both sides. The one pointing to the left, which is this one here, is going to have this section in like that. Okay, but we need to get this in the tyre, so hopefully it's a little bit manipulable, malleable. So I get that in, perfect. Just pull the other side out there, so that the tyre is only on the rim. I don't remember doing this for the first one, I have to say. But it's going in okay. It's a little bit too okay at the moment. The tyre's just sitting a slight bit deep. There we go. So that's in that side there. Then I'm going to line up these 2 sections here, which we want them this way around. And push that down. Once I've lined these up, get these screws in, then I will push the tyre through that side as well. Stand by. Not going in. Of course it's not going in. It's because it's not lined up. That don't make sense. One second. I'm looking. They definitely go on those 2 parts there. Get in there. 1. There's always going to be this last stage, wasn't it, that was going to screw things up. Right, hopefully that's good now. The screw's just not going in. Even though this, no reason why it shouldn't. This is a pain. I will wrap the tyre around properly in a minute. Right, I've got one in. Let's get this tyre, so difficult, over this lip. That will help me out. You remember just doing like a bike, changing a bike tyre? Do you remember this? There you go, so that's going around the lip now. Almost there. Couple more bits. There you go. Okay, so one more screw to put in. That was harder than it needed to be. That should go in nice and easy now, as you can see. And there we go, we've got a finished wheel. Just again, just making sure. This is quite a soft wheel, so it is easy to manipulate it, as you can see there. So that's perfect there, and perfect on the other side there as well. Oh, that was fun. Okay, we've done that. What's next? We've done that, so we can now start to create the disc. So we've got these parts here. Let's get them out. 1 and 2. Quite simply, again, we're just pushing these 2 parts together to make a disc. There's some little tabs on each side, so that looks I like that. That looks like that. And then this is going into the carrier and caliper. This is metal, just so you know. So make sure That's in all the way. That can just sit in like that. And then we're going to close that off with the caliper, which has got a couple of little lugs just going into this side here. Push them in. There we go. Looking like that. That was the easy bit. And guess what? They don't want me to do anything with that. So that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So what we've done, we've got a tyre, which is done. A little brake caliper. A little fire extinguisher thing there. We got this, which we've created all of that at the start with this anti-roll bar in there, which has these things that come out the side there. And then finally we secured the steering wheel into place here, putting that pipe in, and as you see we have got this steering mechanism here. Don't know what we're doing with that yet, they haven't asked us to. We do have quite a few wires coming out the back of this yet again, haven't really told us what we're doing with those. In the picture they've got sort of like this one coming out in these two directions, the two black ones coming out the back and these ones coming out the front. There is a nipple just in the centre there which we haven't got anything on yet. I don't know what that's for. Haven't explained that one to us. But there you go. That was quite a enjoyable build. I enjoyed that. But I am happy with Wayne Cam now. So let's see if I can show you that on Wayne Cam without the stuff. It uses up battery. I've just noticed that now. So if I go on that here and switch camera, there we go. So that's everything we've done tonight. Looking just like that. Lovely quality, isn't it, as well? Very good. Let's go back. Excellent. I think we're going to be using Wayne Cam a lot more in videos. Have some fun with that. I'll catch up on chat in a second. Let me just tidy up because the OCD in me gets me, I'm telling you, if I don't have a tidy workstation. But I think we've done well there. I really did think there was more to do tonight. I'm just double checking because I had to dig out what we've got. I go for a stage at the end of the year. As I said, I've cleared out my social media, but I'll be clearing out some empty boxes as well. So I've got a leopard tank box here. I'm finished with a leopard tank now, apart from waiting for that other pack, which I'm probably not going to need because I managed to fix things myself. But I'm just going to be throwing whatever's in there. All I've got left is the fire truck then. Ian, you might have to pay a visit here if you still want the Eleanor, because I don't plan on keeping the Eleanor. So I've got all the parts for it, but I don't know where you're going to get the rest of it from. But I'll leave that up to you because you had first dibs on it, if you like. So, because I want to get rid of the space there. That means that I'll have one whole shelf. Don't know if you can see in my workstation over there, which will be completely empty. So that makes me happy. Just put that again, lining up the camera for me. I've got to have that jaws visible, and then that normally lines up this side as well. Oh, it's so confusing, the OCD in me. But you talking about Eagle Moss, Nigel, no one's heard anything, and I do wonder if the news we're getting is a lot more intention rather than facts. Don't know. Let's see. You ever get a part sitting on your desk and try to find out what model it goes to? All the time. Dash Riptide Howard. When I opened up my Volvo Amazon that I'm doing tomorrow, I found a little black square thing. No idea what it goes to. But I was missing a part, if you remember, from the fire truck, which was the hose connector in the last pack. Now Claire's sending me that out. But I'm also missing one of the little red things on the back of the fire truck. And I know where it is. It's in the old bedroom, but it fell behind my big shelves for the cars. So tomorrow's job is to try and hunt that down and get that out as well. But it's all good. You got any more of the Dodge Charger yet, Wayne? Not yet, but I've had 2 notifications today, Howard. I understand that we've got something different to yours because our bonnet is hinged. And I think someone called Chip Walker, is it? Is telling me that there's a problem with the bug catcher catching on the bonnet so it don't close properly. I don't know if we're going to have that issue, but we have got a hinged bonnet on ours. You're thinking of starting the Agora tank to do with your 5-year-old son. It's a fun build it is, but Paul, but it's best to have that pack 13 available before you start the build. That way you're not taking things off that you've already put in. But they are changing the instructions to make sure that when people are buying it now and they look at the instructions, it says go to this stage and get the parts out. So it's all cool. You still got 3 Eagle Moss things in limbo. Well, I give up with the Titanic. Obviously, that got burnt. The Eleanor I'm not keeping because I've got a Super Snake. I don't think I need the Eleanor as well. But the what's the other Eagle Moss? The Enterprise. The Enterprise is right down here, right next to me. And I don't know what I'm doing about that either, because I said I'm ploughing all my effort into this refit. And I do think that if that sort of 1/350 scale Enterprise D comes out as a Polar Lights model or something like that, then I'm probably more inclined to do that than the metal one. The metal one's far too heavy and just too many light leaks. So I was very disappointed in it, I have to say. But just like the Amazon, because the electric problems with the Amazon has really disappointed me. It's a lovely looking vehicle and it's going to look good on the shelves. And you know me, I hardly ever use the electrics anyway. So for me, it's perfect. But if the electrics are something that's a big deal for you, I think you're going to be let down. And you saw that when I did that 24-hour live stream, because when that switch didn't work, that took about 30 to 45 minutes out of my time and it stressed me. And I think that didn't help with the headache at the end of the night. So it's all crazy. Ecto 1, yeah, I'm stuck on the Ecto 1 still because of the with my Ecto 1 Berg disc, I said I'm waiting for the rear lights. I can't really do anything without that. I do like the design of the lights. I don't like the way that they make a racket when they turn. But I really do need to take the thing apart again and switch that bulkhead around in the middle, because my door isn't it closes, but it isn't closing properly. So that's another big old job to do. But I'm not keeping the Ecto 1. That's going to Svi. So eventually, when IXO, PCT, and whoever else is involved gets their act together, so we know where we can get these parts from, we'll have to see. I did see that the Batman has come out. I think it's is it Hachette or Taya in France? Batman figurine, just like the Iron Man, with wings that come out and belts, and looks really good. You finally finished with Model Space. I have everything isn't built. I don't think Model Space exists anymore, does it? They've all gone to D'Agostini Collectibles in this country. I don't know about the Netherlands, Pete. You could tell me with that. But I think it's being phased out in America and going over to D'Agostini Collectibles as well. So, but you know, the Eleanor John Drum, we had hardly anything left to do. I think it was about, was it 10 stages left, 15 stages left? Unfortunately, some of those stages were the big body panels. So, there you go. It's all fun. But that was a fun stream tonight. I'm glad we managed to get finished. David Phillips, if you're seeing it, we're still rocking on. It's looking good. Everything's happy, and I haven't made any cock-ups yet. I don't think I have to review the instructions. So hopefully that keeps a smile on your face. Now, as I said, tomorrow we're doing the Amazon. I don't know when that's going to be on the channel, but there will be the first Thursday night live stream of the new year. No idea how that's going to go, because I've got no plans. So once again, I'll let everyone just steer the conversation to whatever destination it goes to. And then on Friday, I am going to be doing a video all about the refit. Now, I really did want an original Wrath of Khan uniform to wear, but I haven't got one. So on eBay, apparently I can get a pattern for one. And I've got Mrs. Welder Wayne going to make me one. So if she can make me one before I finish the build, I'll be a happy man. We'll have to see how that goes. But listen, thank you for joining me tonight, and I will catch you all tomorrow. See you later.